Good evening, YouTube pipe smokers, and welcome to part 2 of my blending, stoving, and pressing experiment. The tobaccos have been stoved and aged for almost 2 months now. You can see unstoved and stoved, a good bit of difference. I took a couple pictures of these little piles and I'll insert those. But today I'm going to be putting the tobaccos in the presses and attempting to press them at the same amount. Have my funnel, but unfortunately it's a little bit too big for the presses. Anyhow, so I'll go ahead. These are out of these jars, so I will put these in here. And I need to remember the one without much of the blue wrapping left is the unstoved blend, and the one with the blue wrapper is the stove blend. Since I first blended these, I have not opened the jars, blended and stoved, so whenever I went to open the stove jar, I stoved it for the 2 hours in the oven with the ring loose and the lid on, so that some of the steam could evaporate off, not build pressure and explode or anything. I don't know if at 200 degrees it really would have done that, but it pulled a vacuum, and boy, whenever I went to get that off, it made quite a suction sound, so that was a good sign. But I'm gonna leave the other two unopened. Let's see, try to do this without making too much of a mess or losing very much. And I have the noodle presses lined with parchment paper. Just about the perfect level. So I have these screwed all the way out. I'm going to attempt to turn them the same amount for both ones to try to keep pressure even. I probably should have marked this somehow. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. So I'm just inserting that and then let the lid crush down the parchment paper. So I did, and that throws it off a little bit too. But it'll survive. Okay, so approximately 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 14.5 turns after the initial. We'll set these aside after the initial 3. I'm going to have to turn too far. Well, so here are 2 ounces each in here, and you can already tell based on the height of the screws, might be one turn off in them. But you can already tell that that's a fairly thin cake from, or possible cake from 2 ounces of tobacco. A couple things that I noticed both before and during. The smells are definitely different. I don't know how to describe it. The stoved had a little bit less of a rough edge from the Perique and Latakia, and as I was trying to dump these out, the stove definitely stuck together more. It was more cohesive, I guess, from having a lot of the moisture coming out and then receding back in. 2 ounces in a half pint jar, you do have to compact it a little bit. So in here before stoving, they were stuck together. So I will tighten these up a little bit once or twice, and probably wait 5 days, a week, something like that, and then I'll take them out and see what they look like. And I'm gonna try to get some of those tiny Missouri Meerschaum cobs, get 4 of those, and just pack one of each of the types of tobacco in each one of them, and try to find a palate cleanser and go down the line and smoke a little bit of each and see how they taste. Well, anyway, thanks for tuning in, and until next time, happy smokes.